to open the shop in Shoreditch for a number of reasons. The East has been seen as a kind of creative place where interesting things are happening. Lots of young people live in this area, and it's full of medias, stylists, photographers, people who generally would be interested in vintage clothing. So what I really like about owning Paper Dress is that we do lots of different things. It means it keeps it interesting for me and for the customer. So on top of the kind of 1920s to 1980s stock that we have here, we also have an alterations team that can do tailoring to the pieces. We have a coffee shop, and more excitingly we have a bar. So in the evening we have lots of live music, fashion illustration, jive dancing classes, and music from all kind of eras and all kind of different types.
Listen, baby!
In terms of the actual stock that we sell, I personally go and hand source everything. So it means that even if it's not everything of my taste, it's something that's been chosen by someone, unlike people that perhaps ship things in. I set out 5 years ago to try and not pack the shelves too jam-packed with stock and to make it a pleasurable shopping experience. So I like to space things out, I like to visual merchandise it. We colour coordinate and we kind of separate things into different areas to try and make it easier for the shopper to come in. The thing with vintage is it's one-offs, so you only have one of every piece, so it's actually quite difficult to sell in that sense because you're not going to fit into everything and it's not going to be your style and shape. So what I've tried to do to counteract that is make sure that me and the staff know the stock really well, and although we're not kind of oppressive to the customer, we're there to help, and the alterations team really helps with that. So if something's a little bit big, we can nip it in. If something's a little bit small, take it out, shorten it and play around with it. What I think is quite interesting recently is the kind of emergence of underground clubs and bars. The whole speakeasy thing's become more and more interesting, which I think is great because the places are interesting, but they're also, people are creating a space which it's really heavily influenced by vintage eras and decades and interiors and fashions and things like that. Just places like the Nightjar around the corner and Bar Bohemia, they're really nice because they feel intimate and they feel interesting. And I think what's great about London is that there's lots of these things constantly arising. It's a very transient place, but that means things are happening, closing, moving on, and it means that there's always something new to do and something new to see, which I think is fantastic.
Next to you.